Lawrence Welk sold America the cleanest image on television: bubbles, smiles, champagne music, and family values. But his personal archives tell a different story. A man who fired a singer over a knee, earned $150 million while his musicians made $110 a week, and quietly broke racial barriers he never acknowledged. For decades, no one questioned the man behind the bubbles. Born March 11, 1903, in Strawberg, North Dakota, Welk grew up in a small German-speaking Catholic community. School was alien to him. He barely spoke English, felt out of place, and lived on a harsh prairie where survival required toughness. His family's first winter in North Dakota had been brutal. No proper shelter, frozen food, disease, and starvation. That struggle shaped Welk's resilience and work ethic. By age 10, he left school for full-time farm labor, milking cows, plowing fields, and protecting livestock. There was no play, only duty. But music opened another door. At 6, his father let him touch an old accordion at a barn dance, and Lawrence was hooked. He practiced relentlessly, tinkered with homemade instruments, and played local dances, weddings, and hoons, even secretly while pretending to do chores. As a teenager, he struck a deal with his father. He could have a $400 accordion if he worked unpaid on the farm until 21, giving all earnings from music to the family. Lawrence accepted, practicing until his fingers bled, performing wherever he could, and gradually gaining recognition. At 21, he left North Dakota with only his accordion, $3, and a dream: music. Early struggles included sleeping wherever possible, begging for food, and playing in small halls for scraps, but his persistence paid off. He joined traveling shows and vaudeville groups, eventually landing a radio spot with Nix in South Dakota. The exposure expanded his audience, and he met his future wife, Fern Renaer. Welk learned a crucial lesson. He would never succeed by imitating others. While swing bands chased noise and trends, he perfected polish, warmth, and control. In 1940, at Chicago's Tryon Ballroom, this approach paid off. A woman described his music as light and bubbly like champagne, and Welk embraced it as a brand. Champagne music became his signature: elegant, cheerful, and enduring, holding onto waltzes and familiar melodies while others chased the latest jazz trends. Critics called Welk old-fashioned, but he knew audiences wanted comfort and familiar music. During World War II, his steady band stayed intact, keeping him in the public ear. Welk was also smart with money, recording for Decca in the late 1940s. By 1951, he risked his savings to move west with his 22-piece band for a live TV show on KTLA. It paid off. Audiences loved his cheerful, controlled style, and a devoted following quickly emerged. By 1955, ABC gave him a national platform with Dodge Dancing Party, and millions watched the farm boy who had struggled in school without English. His calm, polished band, warm accent, and smile created a sense of safety and order in a chaotic world. Hit albums followed, including Colca in 1961 and Winchester Cathedral. While rock and roll dominated, Welk built a kingdom of elegance, melody, and manners. Even the floating bubbles became part of his iconic image. Alice Lawn's arrival in 1955 added sparkle. Known as the Champagne Lady, her warmth, charm, and voice captivated audiences. But her success also challenged Welk's need for control. In 1959, a minor wardrobe mishap, her knee showing during a dance, led to her being fired. Publicly, it was framed as a morality issue, but privately, it was about money and authority. Alice had requested a modest raise, and Welk turned the dispute into a lesson in obedience. The public backlash was swift, but Alice refused to return, keeping her dignity even as she left national television. She continued a quieter, respected career in Texas and Las Vegas until her early death in 1981 from a rare disease. Welk's obsession with control extended beyond Alice. His orchestra was tightly managed, strict rules, polished performances, and zero tolerance for anyone outshining the machine. By the 1960s, he was a television power, selling purity to America while demanding obedience behind the scenes. The arrival of the Lennon sisters in 1955, Diane, Peggy, Kathy, and Janet, highlighted his influence. Wholesome, talented, and perfectly polished, they became instant national stars. But fame brought danger. Cadet Young, a former Air Force officer who had descended into delusion, became obsessed with Peggy Lennon, believing they were spiritually married. His fixation escalated, showing how intense public attention could turn dark. Behind the polished smiles of the Lawrence Welk show, quiet battles were taking place. In 1964, Arthur Duncan joined the cast as the first black regular performer on a national variety show. The show never framed it as a cultural moment. He was introduced simply as a tap dancer. But Duncan was breaking a barrier on one of America's most carefully controlled family programs. Years earlier, on The Betty White Show, he had faced fierce backlash for simply appearing on screen. Letters poured in, stations threatened boycotts, but Betty White refused to remove him, famously saying, "He stays. Live with it." When Duncan arrived on Welk's show, he entered a world of opportunity tempered by silence. For nearly 20 years, he performed flawlessly, smiling and bowing, while quietly challenging prejudice. His endurance became its own statement, a reminder that sometimes courage is not loud, but steady. Even Welk himself faced upheaval. In 1971, ABC canceled his top-rated show, claiming the audience was too old. While the networks chased youth and urban viewers, Welk pursued his loyal audience directly, a move that would define his later success and reveal the underestimated power of understanding your viewers. But Welk did not bow out quietly. When ABC canceled his top-rated show in 1971, claiming his audience was too old, he refused to accept defeat. Instead, he went independent, forming the Lawrence Welk Organization and negotiating syndication deals with over 200 local stations. In effect, he built his own television network, financing production, handling distribution, and selling advertising himself. The result surprised everyone. The show thrived. Loyal fans proved they were still there, and syndicated reruns often outperformed the network programs that replaced them. While executives chased youth, Welk had understood his audience long before anyone else. Even before the cancellation, he had prepared for life beyond the networks. In 1970, he bought 1,000 acres in Escondido, California, creating the Lawrence Welk Village, resorts, golf courses, theaters, and retirement homes, a testament to his business foresight. On-screen, he projected modesty. Off-screen, he quietly built an empire worth $150 million, controlling music rights, record labels, publishing, and real estate. From a sod house in North Dakota with dirt floors and no running water, Welk had climbed to national fame while creating a lasting brand. Even after retiring in 1982 and passing in 1992, his shows, rights, and business ventures continued producing value. What looked like an old-fashioned, family-friendly program was really a story of survival, control, and foresight. Beneath the smiles and bubbles lay ambition, discipline, and a legacy that outlasted the networks themselves.